Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back for another video on F1 2021, as usual. I'm here for Event 3, Round 5 of Challenger Series. Before anyone comments, I've not made a video in Portugal, just because it was the most lackluster, boring race you could possibly think of. I could have added it into here, but I also forgot to download it. So even if I did want to do it, I couldn't make the video. But you've not missed out on anything. I think we finished 8th or 7th. It went horrible. We messed up quality, and yeah, it was just horrible. But nevertheless, going into this event, we are 6th in the stands, just a little buffer behind, and still potential to get up to 3rd, 4th, get round there. We're still close enough. The gap isn't big. Tomic, I think he's leading this by now, and he's pretty much out of reach at this point. We've just not driven well enough so far. So yeah, our aim is to get into that top 4 really by the end of this event, but who knows what will happen. But yeah, on to Austria now. As you can see, we're just loading in. Pace wasn't great, but who cares what the pace is, because it is wet qualifying heading into Austria. As you can see, it's lagging slightly, so I do apologise for that. That only happens in the pits. But yeah, it's raining slightly right now. It's intermediates, I believe it was, and that pretty much means all dry practice is out the window. And an issue with me is I didn't do any wet practice, and so did John. He didn't do any. So yeah, a bit of an issue. I don't think I've drove in the wet in this game in about, I don't even know, too long. So that is a major issue. We're going to be a bit off the pace. I had a feeling our first lap's an 11.7. That's 4/10 off you last, who puts it P2. So already it's not looking great. Just looking back in this, yeah, it's not looking very confident. Just nothing really. We come up to the line now. This time it's a 2/10 improvement, 0.5 that is, and that only puts us P5, which doesn't sound bad in the grand scheme of things, but everyone's improving. So that P5 is going to be a P15 pretty soon. So yeah, the wet conditions haven't been great for us. As you may hear there, be asking my engineer Will G, or Will Lewis, whatever you want to call him, if I should complete this lap. As if you've ever raced in the wet, qualified in the wet, on the F1 game, it's all about who can get the lap in last, because track evolution is key. But coming across the line for our third lap, I think, 11.1 that was, and that puts us P4. But then everyone improves, we go down to 14th, and at this point it wasn't actually looking that bad. We were improving pretty well, we're picking up the pace, we're sitting at like P4, sometimes P5. At this point, I can't really see this small screen, is that a half second improvement, we go P9, and this is where it starts to get a bit, this is where it starts to go downhill. We just don't have the pace at this point, and this is where I think the practice would have helped, being able to, really improve on these final runs. But at this point, we're half a tenth up, going on to our second last run. We're going to do back-to-back runs here, coming around the final corner. We better not get this in next around here, as that would be a very big issue if we got this in next. And we come across the line, it's going to be a 10th and a half-ish improvement, and that only puts us P13, I think that is. So we're really going to need to improve on this final lap. As you can see, turn 1 was not great, but we do gain a 10th out of it, 700s to be precise. And now going up to turn 2. It's still not looking like a great lap, but we need to find at least 3/10s, 2/10s, I'd say, to put us in a good position for the race. We missed that apex. That's not great at all. Breaking too late. Again, showing the inexperience in the wet. Breaking too late. Trying to push the car too much. We're only 200s up now. Now we need to gain at least 2 to 3/10s in these next few sectors. Coming down to turn 4, 3rd gear, up to 4th. Trying to get on the power as early as possible. The rear end snapping out. We momentarily go red, staying in the red. Going up into this left-hander, trying to use the curve to rotate. We do not hit it. Down to 4th gear, up to 5th, and we're just green on our delta, but it's not going to be enough. 5th gear, 6th gear, can we get the car rotated enough? And we're only 300s up. Going on to the last sector, can we improve? We're really going to need to give it everything to get a good result in this qualifying session. We missed the apex even more through that corner. Big slide on the exit. 4th gear, we used that yellow curb, not the line you want to use on the exit curb. We've lost a lot of time. 600s up now going into the last. It's a 10.3, and I think that puts us 11th momentarily. And as you can see, yep, 11th there. And looking back on it, I don't know, we skipped pretty quickly but I think we only needed a tenth and a bit to be in like 5th or 6th. So and it was definitely in that lap, which is a shame. It just shows the lack of practice in the wet and stuff. So I don't think I drove bad. I just did not drive well enough at all. I missed a few apexes. Again, lack of experience in the wet did not help. But nevertheless, we've got to get the excuses out the way. We are starting the race now from P11 on the mediums. A few drivers on the softs. We've got 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And away we go. Do we get a good launch off the line? It looks like we do, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make anything of it. We are pretty boxed in here between Samuel and Crystal. If we break early, trying to keep her front wing clean, no one sends it down inside. It's getting a bit twitchy up in front. We look to the inside, dart to the outside. Can we make anything of it? We're going to try and go round the outside. Hopefully a line opens up for us. We turn off the ERs. As it does, a line does open up for us. But Samuel Bean absolutely sends one round outside, and it's fair play to him. He nearly makes it work on that Merc. Now we're side by side with Christoph, our teammate. It is crucial we get ahead of Christoph. He is our teammate. We want pit priority. Samuel Bean goes to inside. This is great for us as it allows us to dive right down the outside, break as late as we can. We get that move done on Christoph. Again, 1 position off the start, so it's better than nothing. We've not lost anything, and we've not lost our wing. It's been a pretty good start in this grid, as it's fairly hard to make up positions at the start of a race. Now we just got to keep our head calm, try and snatch some positions if we can. It's going to be fairly unlikely, but if we can get any positions through these cars, anything is just a wonder at this point. We're in the points, and we've got 2 soft runners, I believe, just ahead of us. I just realised I called Samuel Bean, or Primos Samuel Bean, that's actually Primos. But going on to lap 7 now, we actually make a call for the pit, a very late pit, and I saw TF10 Icrabena, he was pitting, so I decided, you know what, I'll pit with them. And in hindsight, I wish I stayed 1 lap longer, but yeah, hindsight's a beautiful thing when you're racing. But we come on to pit and fit the soft tires. We're going to be taking these soft tires 10 laps, which is slightly too long, I think. But hopefully it doesn't matter too much at the end. Everyone's pretty bunched up, and the pace wasn't great in that medium stint. So hopefully something can be made of it. We do come out behind Jeffrey Ritchie, who is flashing. He started in the soft tire and went to the medium, so he's making it work fairly well. But he's going to get pretty mauled by all these medium runners around him. So as you can see, the grip advantage we have on Jeffrey is pretty substantial. So we're going to blast the DRS, open the DRS. Is he going to defend it? It doesn't look like he's defending it too hard. He does sit in the inside, but he doesn't try any late lunges. So that's us up into P12. Obviously, some people still to pit. And we've got Icrabena ahead of us. So it's pretty crucial we keep DRS to Icrabena, as if we lose this, it's not going to be great for our chances, as we have a big snap on the exit of that corner, and that does, in fact, lose us DRS. This race is just going from bad to worse. We've actually started derating as well, as we take a very tight line. Now we're off the track. Now we're all over the place, hitting the yellow curb, and what an awful outlap that has been. We've lost at least 4/10 on that outlap there. To what it could have been, maybe even half a second compared to our very good. And we cut this corner to see if we can gain anything. We cut it to just get ahead of Christoph, and we do. And now it's John Evans just in front of us, 1.1 seconds ahead. I'm pretty confident we can get the DRS at this point. But now we get sent by a car there. I don't know who that is. That's Kanakinchi. And we're on to the blue stuff on the outside of the track, and it's not going well whatsoever. Now we've got Christoph, our teammate, going for the move. We've also got Ruben and Jeffrey Ritchie going for a move down the inside. Are we 3 wide momentarily? Now we're 2 wide with Ruben Vallejo, and it's just going from bad to worse, as I've said. People don't really know how to leave space, which is a shame. But nevertheless, we move on to lap 11. By this point, I actually let Ruben by to save ERS. I thought, right, we need to cool our head now, not use the ERS, and save it for these last few laps, and it's working like a treat. As you can see, Christoph makes a mistake. We turn on the ERS. We're taking advantage of this ERS we have. Christoph definitely has less than us, as we've been sitting, saving for a few laps. We're going to brake as late as we can into turn 2. As you can see, a bit of carnage up ahead in the mid-pack, and we get that move stuck. That's another position for us. I think we might just be in the points if all goes well at the end of this race. So it's not looking too bad, considering how bad it could have been after getting pushed off the track. Our next victim is Ruben Vallejo. Again, we let him by earlier on in the stint. I don't know if we'll be able to get him, though, as he is looking very quick. But we're just going to sit here, try and save a little bit of ERS. You can see we're tapping it there. I don't know why I was tapping it, in all honesty. But we're using it, and you can see if you just look up ahead there, up until turn 2, there's cars going side by side, lots of fighting going. But come out this corner, there's a Williams around, there's wing damage everywhere, and that is an amazing sign for us. Iker Baina's got a penalty, he's off into the grass, it looks like he's got damage. We gain a position, that Williams, I can confirm, was Ulas Zildrum, who was fighting for the lead after getting taken out by Piotr, I think. And then coming into this lap, you can see Iker Baina, he's got wing damage, there's a massive train just up ahead. They're going 3 wide nearly into this left-hander. It looks like Keaton Lutt, he has damage on the front of that McLaren. He's struggling, he's limping home to the finish line. We've got 4 laps left in this race, and you can just see the speed he's taking through these corners is not sufficient at all for us to make a fight with the top guys. And you can see braking their corner, we turn on our ERS, open the DRS. For some reason, Keaton did decide to use it there, but thankfully here he decided to let us go. We brake late, and at this point we're also 1 warning away from a penalty, so we're really trying to keep that really trying to keep away from the track limits at this point, as if we get a penalty we may as well just end the race at that point as it's race over. But going on to lap 17 now, as you can see, it's very close up front. I think at this point Piotr has wing damage, and it's making a lot of mess up at the front. And now you can see John Evans going for a move on Samuel Bean. Could there be another crash? Could we gain some more positions here? And Samuel Bean nearly puts in the wall. John Evans nearly getting clipped by him. And as you can see, everyone's getting extremely aggressive right now. Everyone's losing their heads. Like Ruben Vallejo darting to the right. Samuel Bean flashing. This is good for us. We've got nearly 50%. We do have 50% in fact, VRS. We've made the switchback move on Samuel Bean, and now it's just Ruben ahead of us. We've got a lot of VRS to play with going on to 1 lap to go, and it's looking very good for us. We're just picking up the pieces after having a bad qualifying. It's going to be much better as we get tapped into the rear end from Ben Sabo, I think that was. We're turning on the RS again, as it looks like Ruben and John Evans are fighting. Will they crash? Can we gain another position off these drivers? It doesn't look like it for now, but going on to this last lap, we're in a very good position. I'm pretty confident we can defend from behind. It looks like we've got the pace over Ben Sabo, but do we have the pace over Ruben, John Statulect, Primoz, and I think there's a McLaren there. It could be our Red Bull Kanakinchi. It's got to be found out. Who knows? But we do have a lot of ERS. I'm pretty sure we'll have more ERS than most people in this train. But going on to lap 18, we're going to pretty much pray that somebody gets taken out here. And if they don't, they don't. We're finishing P7. But it's not been bad considering how wrong it could have went. We're just going to sit back, not turn on the RS, and let everything happen. As you can see, they're darting to the right. I think that was John Evans flashing again. That looks like somebody's getting a bit wide there, and it's not looking great up at the front. They're going to be at nearly 4 wide going into this next corner. Can they crash? We're pretty much praying that these drivers crash for our own race. Will they crash? Ruben Vallejo, he sent it down the inside of the Red Bull. He spun. We slamming the brakes, turning it to the right. Kanakinchi's round. We're up to 6th place. Now it's Primoz ahead of us. He's got a penalty. He is flashing. We've got 50% ERS. This could be all to play for. Can we get a podium out of this from 6th place? We did start P11. It's looking very good. The alternate strategy was not a thing due to the wet qualifying. Piotr and Primoz flashing down this straight. We're darting to the right, darting to the left. Nothing can be made of it. Down to 6th gear through this last few corners. We're taking it very easy, trying to not get warnings, trying not to crash it. We turn on the RS. Can we get Piotr? We get Primoz, but Piotr looks like we cannot get him, and it's a P5 finish, and it could be worse in all honesty. I don't think we can complain with a P5 finish. I do believe, this isn't confirmed, I do believe it may be a P4 finish, as John got a penalty for extending qualifying. That's not confirmed, but it did happen in live broadcast, and it was confirmed at the time, but it's not officially confirmed, if that makes sense. So for now, it's P4, which, in all honesty, it could have been so much worse, as well as I think Austria is one of my worst tracks. So I can't really complain, especially starting P11, and we've learnt a valuable lesson to practice the wet next time for challengers, and maybe even in league races at this point, because our wet pace was just not there, the confidence was just not there. But yeah, I'm really happy with how we managed the race. We really picked up the pieces, and I think we could have maybe got that podium at the end if we were a bit more aggressive, but you saw how other people were being aggressive and getting caught up in mistakes and crashes and all that stuff. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll have round 6 Britain up soon. I don't know when, but I'll have it up eventually, hopefully next week or late this week, depending on when this gets uploaded. But if you guys have enjoyed the video, we are 6th in the standings after this race, I think, still. But yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.